Have you ever felt like English just doesn't stick? Like you watch videos, study vocabulary, but after a while, the words disappear? That's because real language learning happens when you observe the world and connect it to words. Not just memorizing them, but living with them. One of the best ways to improve your English is by learning through stories. Because stories teach you how to think in English, not just translate. If you're ready to make progress, like this video, subscribe to Speakology, and share in the comments, what's one small thing you noticed today? She didn't plan to write that day. Mina had brought her notebook just in case. A small black journal with lined pages and a soft cover. It usually stayed in her backpack, untouched for weeks. But something felt different that morning. She was sitting alone in a small cafe at the corner of the street near her hostel in Lisbon. The table was old wood, scratched in places. Her coffee sat beside her, still steaming, untouched. Outside the window, the city moved slowly. Pigeons danced between benches. A man in a brown coat sold postcards to a couple. The tram passed, its bell ringing once. Mina opened her notebook. She wrote the date. Then paused. She looked out the window again and, without thinking much, wrote, "Yellow tram." Window reflections. Man with quiet eyes. No full sentences. Just pieces. Observations. It was calming. For the next hour, she kept writing, short phrases, objects, details she saw. Cat on the wall. Pink umbrella. Coffee spoon tapping cup. At some point, she realized she was thinking in English. Not translating from her language. Not searching for grammar. Just seeing, feeling, and turning it into words. She hadn't felt that in months. Later that day, she walked to the park. A group of children were playing football on the grass. She sat on a bench, took out her notebook again, and wrote, "The boy in red shoes laughed without teeth." It made her smile. She didn't know why that line came out like that, but it felt real. The wind passed through the leaves above her. She wrote, "Trees whisper differently in each city." That night, back at the hostel, she sat by the window in the common room. The sky was orange-blue, the last light of the day fading behind the rooftops. She opened her notebook again and wrote a full sentence this time. "Today I realized language is not only about speaking, it's about noticing." The next day, she continued. In the market, woman selling oranges, hands stained with color. On the train, the man beside me smells like laundry and warm bread. In a museum, paintings with eyes that look back. Each entry helped her see more. And with every new note, she became more comfortable expressing things that were once too complicated for her to describe. Emotions. Movements. Colors. Light. After a week, the notebook was half full. No long paragraphs. Just quiet thoughts. But something else changed too. Her speaking improved. When she joined conversations with other travelers, she found herself using more descriptive language. Instead of saying, "It was nice," she said, "The garden was peaceful, and the air smelled like morning." Instead of, "I saw a man," she said, "A man in a blue hat offered me half of his sandwich without speaking." People listened more. They smiled. Some even wrote her words down. One evening, someone asked her if she was a writer. She laughed and said, "No, I'm just learning English." But deep down, she knew something had shifted. She had become someone who observes and expresses. Mina didn't study any new grammar rules that week. She didn't memorize lists. She didn't even watch English lessons. She just watched life and wrote it down. And somehow, that made her more fluent than ever. In today's story, we used natural phrases like, just in case, without thinking much, stayed in her backpack, half full, and things that were once too complicated to describe. These are the kinds of expressions native speakers use without thinking, but you can learn them by paying attention, like Mina did. At Speakology, we share real stories to help you speak more clearly, naturally, and confidently. Like this video, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what's one thing you noticed today that you could write in English? See you in the next video.